Hey, soul survivor. So, if you're in a relationship that has ended with a narcissist, you've gone through the discard, now they're with a new supply. A lot of times they've already had that person, and that's known as monkey branching, where they don't leave you until they've secured the new supply. So, a lot of times they've worked on that for quite a while and kept that from you. But why do they leave? Sometimes narcissists can be in long-term relationships. They can get married, they can have decade-long relationships, but they don't form that bond. And it's because they don't open up and be vulnerable. They hide things through their shame, and they're also entitled. They want what they want. They're chasing that dopamine hit. And over time, when you start to see their mask fall, you try to hold them accountable to things and they don't like it. So they would rather move on than deal with what they should deal with, to work on themselves or to feel whole within themselves. So for them to feed their needs of feeling wanted, they do that by controlling you or putting you down. And, in the beginning, they had that love bombing. Things are great. That's before you two really get to know each other. So be really careful. They will go through that love bombing stage to secure the supply. They also get caught up. It's that honeymoon stage. Things are great. So they are excited. They do want to give you things. But there are certain narcissists that purposely will, help you with things just so that maybe they like the home that you have and they want to move into it. So they will try to purposely win you over. Others just get caught up in the emotions. But as time goes by, they're not putting in the effort anymore. And it's, you got into this relationship because it seemed perfect. They were into you, you were into them, you were on cloud nine, and you start to get addicted to that. And the addiction happens because they start to withdraw and then they give it to you, and it's very intermittent. And they have that Skinner box where Skinner designed this experiment where with the intermittent reinforcement, and these mice were given treats where that was consistent, consistent, consistent. So they go and expect it. And then it was so intermittent that they were like bashing their heads trying to get this food and they would not give up. It's almost like they expected the payout, even though it took a very long time. So over time, we become conditioned that if we just hold on, we'll get that intermittent reinforcement. And after being so miserable that it feels good, it calms us for a little bit of time. And then we go through that cycle again. We never know when we're going to get that validation, that kind of dopamine hit, and we start to crave it. And over time, you start going through withdrawals and you become addicted to this person. So you are feeling this pain. You're starting to get brain damage, brain fog, depression, anxiety, and you're trying to communicate this. And so they will either appease you, and so you start to feel comfort again, and then they take it away. And this terrible cycle to where there's so much intermittent reinforcement going on, even like micro intermittent reinforcements. And sometimes just even talking to you, just saying hello or good morning, to where don't know what to expect. And so over time, you start to get uncomfortable. It will start to crush your self-esteem. And then you're going to start to put more effort into this person who is not putting effort into you. And so the narcissist, sometimes even subconsciously, starts to expect that when they're jerks, they're going to end up getting more validation from you. On top of that, too, though, is they will see things as things are good. Like, you're cooking for me, you must like me. You're cleaning, you must like me. You're doing whatever. And we're sitting here like, I'm exhausted. I want something back in return. I'm trying to have you like me. And we start to be people pleasers. That's when people get taken advantage of. And as you start, asking for things, can you just tell me the truth or this or that, that the narcissist starts getting uncomfortable that, oh, they're going to see this mask fall, or, oh, they're going to hold me accountable. And over time, it starts to distort how you view what the relationship was and also how they view it. So depending on what the narcissist is after, whether it's status, money, looks, physique, that some shiny new thing is going to come along, and the narcissist doesn't have that connection because they could not open up to you. They could not be honest with you. To have vulnerability and a true connection, you need to be vulnerable. Also, same with dismissive avoidance. They don't get that deep connection. They, just like the narcissist, like to control the situation. The one that can leave, the one that can detach, is the one that's in control of the relationship. They like to control it. You're feeling helpless. You want like a balance, that you will always be seen as either chasing them, annoying them, nagging them. And it's easier for them to go on with somebody new. And will it work with the new supply? Sometimes it can for quite a while, but a lot of times too, the narcissist will go back and forth between different partners or exes, and they just want what they want. They don't want to be accountable. So as long as things are good with the new supply, or as long as they can pull the wool over the new supply's eyes, that they can create a whole new life with them. Are they changed people? They haven't done the inner work. So this new supply, it seems like they're getting everything that was promised to you or that you had asked for. And the narcissist learned over time what works in a relationship, and it sucks that they didn't give it to you. I can't tell you how many stories I hear of, I asked them to take me to Florida. They would never take me to Florida. Now the new supply, within the first couple months, they're on that Florida trip. Sometimes, it's like they take your ideas and go, oh, that must be something desirable, so I'm going to put it as a love bombing onto the new supply. Make it feel quite hurtful to you. Like, why couldn't you do this with me? And don't kick yourself for it. Don't have your self-worth wrapped up in how they treated you, because you tried and you just tried to communicate. It's mind-blowing how when you try to communicate, it actually makes it worse. So in the beginning with the new supply, the narcissist is this fresh new thing. They don't know what they're truly like. They are doing the same manipulation things that they've done to you. They're hiding things, making up stories, embellishing things. And over time, the narcissist will start to have that mask fall. So will it work out? Depends on the conditioning, how long that takes, the withdrawal, the personality of the new supply, what they're willing to tolerate, how good they are at setting boundaries, what they find out, what they accept, what they don't accept. So certain people, they might forgive cheating over and over and over again, or it could be two narcissists. Well, I want this from you, you want this from me. And sometimes people will just continue on in miserable relationships out of financial needs or status needs, that they want to present this image. So are they happy? Are they happy? And when you think about who you are, you want somebody to connect with. You want somebody to spend time with. What does a narcissist want? They want what they want when they want it. They don't care about compromising. They don't want to give in to some of your needs, which is part of a partnership. Like, you scratch my back, I scratch yours, but they're just like, no, scratch my back, scratch my back. So what happens is, what was it? This one lady, she had a really good video about, well, something, she gave like 3 or 4 different examples, but one was like a toothbrush. So you have a toothbrush and it's like cleaning the mouth. So the mouth is like super clean, but now you have a dirty toothbrush. So it seems, like for the narcissist, like, oh, this is like fresh and clean and everything's perfect. And you're like, oh my gosh. And then there was 2 other ones. I should have written them down. It was something about a needle or something, but to where that's kind of like what it is we're the used product, to where what's the benefit to us getting worn down, kind of tarnished with the hurt and pain, and they're all sparkly new. And a lot of times that can build up confidence in them. So they'll start to see you in a different light, and they'll just go off and start new relationships. But over time, your maintenance is going to wear off. And so they'll either come back to use you again, to sparkle them back up, to give them that validation. But it's this terrible cycle when you want to say, in a sense, there's a little bit of dirt on you. They're going to see it as your responsibility or your fault. And they don't want to put any effort into themselves, really, into the relationship. And a lot of them struggle with addiction, or sometimes too they can be workaholics, gym rats, where sometimes they just want to avoid like deep connection. And being with a narcissist or a dismissive avoidant can be extremely lonely. And, can you continue a relationship with a narcissist? Can the new supply continue the relationship? It can continue, but it's not going to be good. It's oftentimes it gets worse. The only way to deal with it is to give succinct, direct, boundaries, and they'll either follow them or they won't. And the communication style is horrible. They like to deflect, they like the word salad, and that's what causes the brain damage. So over time, no matter what, no matter how strong the new supply is, they're going to start getting brain damage from the way the narcissist communicates, from the intermittent reinforcement, and things are just going to implode. Will they stay together? There's a lot of dysfunctional families out there. But as far as wondering if they're going to work things out with the new supply, how long are they going to be with them? It's like, might as well just flip a coin. It's luck of the draw. And you have to think, is that really what I want? And that's why it's really important to really take the time to get to know somebody before you fall in love with them. And a lot of times when you mix the physical intimacy too quick, or you take on responsibilities like moving in together or having a child before you're married, that it confuses things, or it causes you to feel committed to a relationship that maybe shouldn't have happened. And, a lot of us really, really really love the person that we were with. But that was only the portion of them that they showed. So, the rotten side started coming out. And if you think about food, you can really, really like something, but once you get down to like, whoa, this part's rotten, is it worth consuming? And is it healthy? And a lot of us get stuck in these relationships that aren't healthy, and we start longing for this person. And that's that rumination cycle that, if you would like, I do one-on-ones, or we can feel free to, I take on topic requests. I'll make videos for you guys or comment back that there are ways to take our power back, to also rebuild our self-esteem, to not focus on the new supply, but to focus on ourselves, to have that self-love that will get us through. Will it work out with the new supply? It's like a 50-50 chance, just like any other relationship, but it's going to be toxic. And, it's a facade. So it just depends on how strong that facade stays put. As long as it's in that love bombing or the honeymoon stage. But when things get real, you're going to start to see true colors. And that's why a lot of times the narcissist will leave if you have major health complications. In the beginning, they might stick it out for a little bit, but as time goes by, they're going to be either have resentment or irritation towards being there for you. It is not a balanced relationship. And I understand where you're coming from. I understand why you want to understand everything and try to make sense of it. It's almost like you can't make sense of it because of all the lies. So you will never have the answers to come to a true, satisfying revelation, because there's always going to be these what ifs. So letting it go and living in today. If they change in the future, you know, keep building yourself, keep growing within your own life. And, if it's meant to be, it'll be. Will they change? Chances are probably not. Can they? If they do the inner work or have some big mortification. But you have one life. And to wait on someone who doesn't put the effort into you and doesn't value you, doesn't respect you. And when we accept that, they see that we're not respecting ourselves. So they're going to see that you're not a respectable person if you don't even respect yourself. So during the healing process, we're going to get back to who we were. We're going to come back stronger. And it will take effort. It will take pain, because it can be uncomfortable to acknowledge, whether we were used or whether we overlooked red flags, or to feel that we weren't picked. But that also opens up new doors for the right person to pick you. And we'll talk more about that in the next video. Comment below if you would like a one-on-one or specific topic requests, and I'll see you in the next video. New supply, just have faith in who you are. You're a wonderful person. And what happened wasn't fair, but the future is yours.